Hello, and thank you for this opportunity to speak to you all today. My name is Joel Carboni, and I'm the president of IPMA in the United States and founder and president of GPM, the organization that since 2009 has been the driving force behind sustainable project management on a global scale. As you can see from the title of my presentation, I am focusing on youth and the important role young leaders have as we hit the reset button on our planet. After a very difficult year for all of us. The first thing I want to say is that we need to enact a worldwide ban on the words, "That's how we've always done things." This is why we need youth and young at heart leaders. Why? Well, the resilience, innovation, and empathy that springs forth from the world's youth is incredibly inspiring and innovative. This is what is critically needed in a post-pandemic world that still has an enormous amount of challenges coming at us. Unfortunately, rather than being seen as essential partners in innovation and solutions, young people are too often viewed as a problem to be solved. Depictions of young people as reckless or self-obsessed, adding to a negative connotation with millennials, for example, is dangerous. And it's doing a great disservice to the vast majority of young people who are hardworking, solution-oriented, and community-minded. Even when not viewed as problematic, young people are sometimes regarded, even in the development space in projects, as passive, as beneficiaries. The voices of youth must be included in important decision-making that directly impacts their own futures. Now, the COVID-19 crisis has challenged us all to adapt and made painfully visible where we fall short as humanity. It has also reaffirmed the importance of the work that change agents do, like all of you. Whether it be in the public space, or private sector, or civil society, our work is tremendous. Today, with the population of 1.2 billion young people between the ages of 15 and 24, the largest youth population in human history, the potential for powerful, youth-driven change is unlimited. We live in a world that is more connected than at any other time in history. As we have learned through this pandemic, the impact of a crisis in one country can easily ripple across the globe. That fact, laid bare in times of a worldwide health and economic crisis, is why global development, led by innovative young people, is absolutely critical. Allow me to be more specific. Do you think every person on the planet should have access to adequate, safe, and affordable housing and transportation? Should everyone have access to safe, inclusive, and accessible green and public spaces? Should we protect people's lives and livelihoods from the effects of disasters? Should we encourage all people to live in ways that reduce our impact on our planet's natural resources? Of course you do. And you're in agreement with leaders from 193 countries around the world, including yours, who support Global Goal 11 and Global Goal 12 of the United Nations UN Sustainable Development Goals. These seek to transform our world by ending all forms of poverty, improving the state of the world's natural and human-made environments. This is done through sustained international cooperation and efforts between today and the year 2030, specifically that time frame. These two goals, specifically 11 and 12, aim to reduce waste and overconsumption. Now, I helped write number 12. I can tell you the challenge with the goals is that while in many ways they are great, they are weak in addressing what caused these issues to begin with. There's no root cause analysis being done. There's good news, though. We have the solution. It all begins with the person sitting in the seat watching this presentation. It begins with you. Projects account for over 30% of the world's GDP. Some countries even more. That's over 24 trillion US dollars. And all the other stuff that isn't related to projects is or was in some way at one time connected to a project. From this standpoint, project managers have a massive impact. Furthermore, project managers that practice sustainable project management are the key. There have been some great presenters at this conference, many who have shared some amazing tools and thoughts and methods, such as the GPM PRISM methodology yesterday and our GPM P5 standard for sustainability and project management, which will be available in Farsi very, very soon in its latest 2.0 form. But I want to emphasize that the tools are only useful if they're put into practice by individuals who have the passion for positive change. I say this because when looking at sustainability in organizations, this is how it works from an adoption perspective, okay? And also how it penetrates. So I'm showing you quite a busy graphic here, but from a maturity perspective, organizations who adopt sustainability due to a crisis such as an environmental disaster are only able to realize benefits that reduce or mitigate risk to their operations or their brand. Whereas organizations on the other end of the spectrum who adopt sustainability due to being purpose-driven to do so are able to realize risk mitigation, increased productivity, and growth. These drivers, risk mitigation, brand protection, productivity, and growth, these are all areas that all organizations place heavy importance on. And in this economic climate, in a VUCA world, in order to achieve them requires an emphasis on sustainable practice, specifically in environmental, social, and economic. You can't ignore one to focus on the other, as they are each a peg in a three-legged stool, such as this one. Without one, it won't stand up. And so the adoption must also penetrate the culture of the organization if it is to stay in any specific group, from executives to operations or projects. But this, I have to emphasize, is key. Projects are the best place to show the value of sustainability. The challenge of getting organizations to realize that advancing as a purpose-driven organization rests on the shoulders of those who can innovate and make clear the value of why they're doing so. Research from Accenture and the UN Global Compact shows that 93% of CEOs worldwide agree that sustainability is the key for business success. At the same time, less than 60% can quantify the value of their sustainability initiatives. Now, this is according to my beliefs, but due to the fact that projects which are highly visible to executives and are by nature change, organizations have largely ignored it, and therefore the benefits are reduced. Here's what I mean. All of us who learn project management understand that the historical iron triangle of time, cost, and scope are the three key metrics that have been used to define quality of delivery. But why? All three have their roots in manufacturing. Time, Fordism. Cost, Taylorism. Scope, Deming. These are important, but should not be the basis upon which we determine project success. Example, and I love this example as the author or originator, the Iron Triangle, Dr. Martin Barnes of the UK, shared this many years ago at a conference I was at, when he said that the three, time, cost, scope, should equate to performance, not quality. But I'll take it a step further. Let's look at a heart transplant surgery. Okay? A heart transplant surgery could be looked at as a project, as it is time-bound, unique, at least to the key stakeholder, and has a cost. Now, whether or not it is paid by insurance or your own pocket, doesn't matter. So, there you go. Time, cost, scope, right? Let's say that the patient goes in for their surgery to the hospital or surgical center on a given day that's specified, and the surgeon performs the surgery in the time span that was agreed upon, and the cost for the surgery has been settled as agreed. Okay? And so you've got time, cost, scope all carried out. Old heart out, new heart in, all done. Now, from a project management perspective, it's very simple, but this was a quality delivery. But let's say after the project's handover and the patient goes home after a few months and is going about their life, they die as the body eventually rejects the heart. Now there's a problem. Was that really project success? Some project management purists would say absolutely, time, cost, scope was met, that handover was completed. Beyond that's not a problem. Those who know better say no way. So the question is, why are we not evolving our profession on a larger scale to look beyond compliance and focusing more on value creation? We need to look at the impacts of our work and whether or not we are creating value. That is why the foundation of sustainable project management does not eliminate these three, but includes much more building upon them. So here you'll see time, cost, scope, but also risk, value, benefits. These are surrounded by our impacts to society, the environment, and economic prosperity. And at the base, an emphasis on the overall outcome in products and our project management processes. Okay? this is the way forward. When you go back to the Sustainable Development Goals, and specifically number 12, we have the opportunity to rethink how we work, how we develop products and services, and how we impact our planet, and it requires change. Now, our GPM tools are free. You can get them on our website, greenprojectmanagement.org. But it all begins, though, with the determination that each of you, as change agents, are the key. Together, as a united profession, there is nothing we can't impact or accomplish. And sustainability is one of them. I would like to once again thank you for inviting me to speak today. And while I'm not there in person, I'm very happy to engage you at any time. Put my email address here on the screen. Once again, thank you very much and have a wonderful day.